So, hello everyone. We're back with more State of Decay 2 information. No gameplay today, of course. If you wish to watch more gameplay, will be very soon. But today we're going to be talking about enclaves, which are basically the quest of this game. So basically what it is when you start the game, after you finish your first deal of going and getting the materials, it gives you a quest to go get materials from a certain place, and also an optional side deal to use a billboard or something, some kind of place where you can uh, like discover areas. You go up top, you aim with like you're aiming a weapon, and you hover over a question mark, and it like discovers the place, so it's marked on your map. Then you go to the place that it's already quest marked on your map for materials, because that's one of the first things you do. After you do that, the next quest you get will be from what is known as an enclave. And that first quest is always the same. It's a random enclave of what they do, but the first quest is always the exact same thing. They want you to go out, find some plague zombies, kill them, get plague samples from them, which is a random drop chance, and the harder to get on higher level difficulties, and take it to them. And it's also a random number of how many plague samples you need to give them based on your difficulty also. So that is always your first quest. It just introduces you to it, and you get influence. They become friendly with your community, and you can purchase things from them, and also you can recruit one of those members to your community if you wish to, for 750 influence. Price increases as difficulty increases, of course. So that is basically enclaves in a nutshell. It's the exact same thing. It's just the enclaves have different quests tied to them, because there are different, I guess you could say, types of enclave. One that you'll run into pretty frequently, I feel, I've always had this at least on one map, is called the Brewers. They're a bunch of drunken party guys or girls, and they want you to go get things related to alcohol, a lot of alcohol things. And so you go through, it's like a story quest line. You go through, do their quest, and there's a little bit of story to it, and there's various things for that, and eventually they become friendly enough where you can recruit them and things like that. And they also all enclaves, once you reach, I think it's friendly, it could be allied, they will give you a random benefit. But the randomness of the benefit is also tied to what that enclave is. So like the party people will give you like discounts on alcohol that they sell, because they always sell alcohol in their stash of stuff to sell to you. And this also gives you I can't remember now off the top of my head what the other benefit is, but I know the one thing is they give you discounts on purchasing things. But that's not a big thing, because as you go up in reputation with an enclave, discounts apply to everybody. But their big thing is they give you more discounts on top of it. So there are, of course, your hostile enclaves. If you see this mark on your map, know that if you go near them, they will fire on you and try to kill you, including your car. They get your car good enough, it can blow up, and if you're inside of it when it decides to blow, you're most likely going to die. Then we have a neutral icon, and then we have the friendly allied enclaves, which is what you're mainly going to be interacting with to do quest. Or the neutral icon also is when they start out. Hostile enclaves will attack you on sight. They can be hostile by nature and can turn hostile if you threaten them, and threaten on. If you miss or refuse an opportunity to help with an enclave, they'll hold or just leave the map. If you show up at a cold enclave, and they'll let you know your presence is not appreciated. They'll also either refuse to trade with you or offer their wares at outrageous prices. The standard enclave status neutral. Enclaves will become friendly if you help buy your items for a better price. So that's another. Helping out your enclaves is a good way to become allied with them. Allied enclaves will get you a discount on repairs and get access better prices for your wares and provide you with Enclave benefits, and we'll go over them. There's also an unaware status that's only tied to certain missions, not an X level. If you become allied with an Enclave, they were less likely to get other missions. However, there's still a chance that you will. This is true. I've reached allied with a lot of people, and they've never asked me really for anything hardly ever again. If you keep completing missions for already allied enclaves, they reward you with additional enclave benefits. If you become cold with one of your allied enclaves, they will keep providing you with their enclave benefit regardless. That's good. But remember, if they are cold, they may eventually just leave the map, and that's when you lose enclave benefit. You can't improve your status with hostile enclosed enclaves, so eventually they're just going to leave the map. You can summon enclaves with your radio. They will always spawn as friendly. So there is a radio command. We have not got the radio command yet. We'll do that next time we're in game and do that. An enclave can be sorted into two main categories: ambient and special enclaves. One of the special enclaves on our map that we have right now is the military enclave. They're pretty frequent. I've run into them a lot. Also, unique enclave bounty broker. Check out its separate page for. Since update 20, claimed by enclaves will be tidied and lit up to make it look like people live there. You also won't be able to loot containers anymore as long as they occupy the location. If their home has loot, the containers will become lootable again. Enclave leaves the map elsewhere or gets eliminated. There is an enclave limit on the map. You can't have more than 16 enclaves simultaneously, including the bounty broker. Being at or close to the enclave limit can cause issues like missions and traders not, but advised not going above 10 enclaves. So do be aware of this. You can get rid of unwanted or useless enclaves by threatening and hitting them or getting them killed by zombies. That's what I was trying to do with that enclave that turned hostile before I lost that character. Is I was trying to bring a horde over to them, but they were pretty well geared, so they were able to kill those regular zombies pretty easily. It didn't work out so well. Also, you can't go far from any kind of mission deals, otherwise you just automatically fail the mission. Which would have been better than me losing that character. So in the future, one thing to do, if you go up against a hostile enclave and you just don't feel like you can deal with it, leave. You can just leave. It does not do anything. Since that was just a brand new enclave on the map, that series of quests for that basic enclave, there was only 2 people. You will always lose the one person that goes with you on that quest. There's nothing you can do about it. And if you survive with your character and go back to the other person who was a part of that enclave, you can recruit them into your enclave if you wish to. It's just a way to get a recruitment deal. I should have just left and not come back. I also knew what the quest was. As soon as I read the dialogue in it, I should have left and come back later with automatic weapons and things like that. If I had been geared up with at least an automatic weapon and things like that, I would have not lost my character. I would have been just fine. You have to learn these things and get them and get used to stuff like this. Eventually you'll just know what type of quest is going to come up, what the quest leads to, if you should be worried about hostile enclaves and stuff like that. Ambient enclaves don't have a set goal, they just exist. They group characteristics, although they would ask for your help to do the task for them, they don't want to. Their only purpose is to provide the player benefits if the player decides to allies. They randomly find other survivors are always ambient. Well, some enclaves are guaranteed to spawn with a friendly race. You only have to help once before they become allied. That was before I recruited that person, that was an ambient enclave. Those people in that little shack area, before I recruited that agriculture person, that group was just, they came allied immediately, and that was an ambient enclave. If I had left them on the map, I would have kept their enclave benefit with no problem. And then we have recruiting. As long as you're below 9 community survivors from ambient on or update 24, you can also from allied. However, since also able to allied enclaves are free, friendly are 750. So the first person we helped, they are friendly right now, cost 750, and if they're neutral, they cost 1500. So you actually want to become allied, unless it's just something you don't want to do, and then I suggest just trying to get rid of that on. Unless there's somebody really special that you want in there, like you can learn about the survivor as I showed you, and you can learn, you're never going to see their traits, but look at their health and their stamina, see if they're negative. Look at their skills, see if any of them cannot be raised above a certain level. There are some deliberating traits that make it where they cannot go above like 3 cardio. So you have to be aware of stuff like that. And then look at their 5th skill, if they have one. If they don't, if it's a special 5th skill, like driving or something, and then choose what you want to do. Then ambient enclaves have their own pool of names. They have the following name when appearing on your map. There's just all kinds of names. You can actually come back and like search this out if you wish to see if there's anything special, but usually ambient enclaves have nothing special going. Then there's the military enclaves. They behave and work like the ambient ones, giving you some missions, but these enclaves have 3 military survivors, each of them having a military related trait. Same names as soldier special enclaves. What we have on our deal is not a military enclave, it's a soldier's special enclave, because they have their own unique quest chain, which we've already participated in, where that one person is kind of off on his own. And then we have the special enclaves that give you a story quest. There's the auto mechanics, which is all about cars and things. The booze hounds, which I talked about, the drinking, the party people, the cannibals, the hospital staff, the pathetic survivors, the rude survivors, the soldiers, which we have on our map, and the zombie trappers. And they all have their own deal. I'm not going to go into their quests, but you'll see at least the soldiers on ours. We may see more if more of them pop up. And there, you can have more than one special enclave on your map. You can have multiple. There's the Enclave Missions, and as this one, the Plague Sampler is always your first thing. Plague samples for some kind of project. If you get them what they need, the mission ends and your relationship increases. So basically, that's just... You can run into this quest again. It's a very easy quest, but this is always your first quest with an enclave, with the first enclave. And then a whole new base for things and all that stuff. These are all the quests you can... So let's go back and we'll take a look at the Enclave Benefit. But that's basically enclaves. They're basically quests. Put your community first. Ignore the enclaves if you can't help them at that moment. If you're low on food, don't go give another enclave food. Or if you want to keep that enclave happy, but you don't have food really to give them from yourself, go find a rucksack at a food place somewhere out in the world, a pizza place, a mart, somewhere, and give them that. You can also go up to the enclave for their quest. If they ask you for a rucksack of food, there's usually an option also about searching for it, and that will mark somewhere on your map to go get a rucksack of food for them. Now, that is also pretty special in that if you do that, there can be like 2 rucksacks. There'll be one for you, there'll be one for the quest. So there'll be more than one. Sometimes there's more than one rucksack when you do stuff like that. So always check that out if you wish to. But sometimes if you're like in a hurry, you're good on stuff, you just want to give them stuff, you can go get your own rucksack or one you already have and just go give it to them. Now, Enclave Benefits will raise your relationship, which their status will become allied, meaning they'll provide your community with different bonuses. All these bonuses are beneficial, however, some can be more valuable depending on your playstyle and needs. Bonuses granted by Enclave Benefits apply to every survivor in your most of Enclave Benefits can be obtained through helping regular enclaves. However, some of them can be blocked through certain missions and special enclaves. So, like the soldiers, there is a special enclave benefit if we get them to allied status. Note, if you move to another map or reset on the one you're playing on, you'll lose all current Enclave benefits. So this one is the one we started with. It was beds and breakfast, that ambient enclave. They give us +2 beds, +1 food per day. That was awesome. I'm sorry to see that go, but I needed to get the third survivor back. Caravans give a fuel efficiency bonus, so our fuel would last longer in our cars. That's a thing for that can also come from the auto mechanics. But they usually have their own special thing, so it's usually something different. Combat resupply. We can combat radio resupply. An ally delivers a combat resupply at a nearby location, so you can get like ammo and things like that. Comfort in numbers, a +8 morale. That is awesome, especially on the higher difficulties. That's one you would really, really want on higher difficulty. Construction partners gives you +2 materials per day. Dinner theater gives you +8 morale, +1 food, so even better than comfort in numbers. Encouragement radio command. Instead of having encouragement from one of your community members, you can get it as a radio command from a Enclave benefit. Not that great since you can get it on a survivor, but it's there. Fight Club is giving health and fighting experience. Fuel income gives you fuel. Ammo income and shooting XP gives you ammo and shooting. Stamina and cardio XP. Labor bonus. Ammo income +2 ammo per day. Threat reduction is nice. -3 zombie threat. If we had this on top of an upgraded level 2 watchtower in our base right now, we would have no zombie threat from anything whatsoever because we would be reducing it all. I don't know for sure though, but you may only never be able to go below 1. You may always have to have 1 zombie threat. I'm not sure. Off-site ammo storage, 10 ammo storage, 10 food storage, 10 fuel storage, 10 material storage, 10 med storage. 2 meds per day. 3 beds is also very nice. I would rather have the 2 beds and 1 food, but 3 beds is also kind of cool. Parts income is very, very nice to help you out with parts. Relay service, so most radio commands cooldown timers reduced by 30%. This is a big one. If you're going to go like the trader deal and want to reduce the cooldowns a lot, you need at least this one and then some radio towers. Roadside Assistance. Roadside Assistance radio commands. An ally delivers gasoline and a toolkit to a nearby location. If you're out, you run out of gas, or your car is too beat up to really drive it anywhere without exploding, call this. Rooftop Recon gives you rooftop recon, so that's something you can get from a builder deal, so it's not really anything special, but it allows you to search in an area around you with help, and then the sniper is the same thing except for they shoot zombies or various enemies. Scavenging partners gives us 25 parts per day and a plus 100% experience rate. I would rather have the 50 parts. That's bigger. 2 food per day. 100 influence per day is really, really good. Also, quick supply drop, which drops off of those supplies. That's various things from medication stuff to like painkillers and stamina stuff and all that stuff. Experience bonus gives you 50% experience rate. This is just experience across the board for all of your skills and characters. Then you have a plus 16 morale thing you can get too. And then we have the special Enclave benefits, like the soldier deals is going to be one down here at 0 cost followers, which enlisting followers from this Enclave will not cost you any influence, and it gives you knowledge of munitions. Now, the enlisting followers things is not very good. It just lets you recruit anybody for free, but you already get that from having allied with them. The problem is once you recruit somebody, the Enclave is gone. So this is just nothing really. The knowledge of munitions, on the other hand, is good. With knowledge of munitions, you only need knowledge of electronics to be able to make C4 if you wish to. This is another way you can do it without having to have somebody know munitions. So that's the thing. Then we have hospital staff, an ally medical radio command that allows you to recover health and remove trauma. Injuries are unaffected. Booze delivery from those party people I was talking about. Emergency booze delivery command and knowledge of alcoholic beverages. So an ally delivers a shipment of alcohol to a nearby location. Alcohol in this game is a luxury item, so you just get this to go and sell it for influence currency. The knowledge of alcoholic beverages allows you to use things like stills and everything, so you don't have to have a person with this. Medical supplies delivers medical supplies to a nearby location, which is also part of can be one of the hospital deals. There are random if there's multiple. They give you emergency medical supplies, so they deliver medical supplies, and they give you knowledge of medicine, so you don't have to have a medicine person. But you don't get the on these things, these knowledge of medicine, you don't get the next tier. You don't get pathology or surgery. If you would like one of those, you still have to have somebody with medicine and then skill them up and give them that benefit. And then vehicle delivery delivers a random vehicle to a nearby location, so you can deliver a salvage vehicle, and they give you knowledge of auto mechanics. I lost my auto mechanic, so my mechanic is going to become an auto mechanic. So if I could get these people to show up, then I no longer need a knowledge of auto mechanics. With knowledge of auto mechanics, you can make the auto shop in a large slot and bulk craft deals and make car upgrades, basically. And they also deliver a random vehicle, and when they say random, it's random. It's also kind of beat up, but it does have fuel in it and everything. So if you're looking for a specific vehicle that just is not on that map, and you have the auto mechanics on your map, and you are with Allied, and you have their bonus, you can try and get that car. It's a random chance to get it, but you can try on there every time with the radio command and try and see if you can get that car. And then this is all leader traders things here, and this is all Heartland stuff, which is separate from the normal game. But that is Enclaves and their benefits. I would recommend coming here every now and then. If you're confused about what Enclave benefits something is, if you just can't find out in game somehow, you can come here, see what the name of that Enclave benefit is, and then it'll tell you what it is. Usually you can find out what your benefits are if you go to your UI, your base UI, and click on the thing. Like if something gives you +2 materials per day, click on where all your material is on the base screen, where it shows your base. Over on the left hand side, you can click on it. It'll give you a breakdown. I showed you before a breakdown of everything, minuses and pluses, and this would be under that. Morale would be under morale. Food would be under resources. Beds would actually be under the bed icon, and then fuel efficiency would probably be under I think it's called a benefits or something like that on the deal on that screen. So that is Enclaves and the Enclave benefits. It's a very, very nice system. Like I said, though, they can get overwhelming. These things can, especially at the start, be overwhelming to do. You can completely ignore them after you do the first one. You can't. The first quest. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it will never go away. The one where the first Enclave, after you get the materials and you go to give them the plague sampler things, I don't think it's possible to fail that quest, because that just opens up the whole Enclave thing. So possibly you could just leave that quest up and nothing happens. You don't go do it or anything, and no other Enclaves, if I'm correct, will spawn on the map. I'm not totally 100% sure about this. If I'm incorrect, I'm sorry, but it feels like they would do something like that where you would not lose progress. So I would just, if you wish to, ignore after the first quest, ignore all other Enclaves until you get your community set and ready, and then go start doing it. If their Enclaves on your map just don't like you whatsoever, like they're neutral and you can't do anything with them, or they're hostile, it's two things. You can either continue ignoring them, they'll eventually leave. You can draw zombies to them. Best thing to do would be drawing like juggernauts, ferals, screamers, and everything, hordes to their base, and let the zombies kill them. If they're not that, well appointed, you can do that. So yes, there is that. Now, yeah, just ignore them if you can't do them. It's I'm speaking from experience. It's very hard to ignore them. I want to go do them because I think it gives me some really good stuff, but eventually you just have to say, I'm already dealing with this. I got this here. I'm over here doing this thing. They want this thing. If it's on the way to where I need to go to get something, sure, I'll help them out. If not, though, screw them. I got my own place to work about. This is a survival game. You're surviving more than you're helping other people. You need to take care of your own people and your own community before you help other people in this game. It's the way it, especially on higher difficulties, it's the way it works. Because on higher difficulties, when you do Enclave's quest, they give you influence and they give you standing. And that raises your hero, getting closer to your hero bonus. And if you get hero bonuses, the difficulty of the game increases. The more freaks will spawn. As you can see in my playthrough, I'm already spawning juggernauts in my playthrough. If I didn't have anybody at hero bonus, no juggernauts would spawn. So as you get more and more standing and influence, the game starts spawning more and more zombies. As you saw all them hordes that are around my base and freaks and things like that, it's because I have so much standing and influence right now. You don't have to worry about that on the lower difficulties, though. They're not that hard to deal with. They're just tedious. So, and you can completely ignore them, just go around them. So, but on higher difficulties, it's deadly to do something like this. So just be very careful when you're on higher difficulties of your standing. So ignore enclaves, I would say, until you're very, very well established on the map. Have a good bundle of supplies in your supply locker, resources, everything. Make sure you have your workshop, your medical facility all upgraded to at least level 2, if not level 3, before you start going and helping other enclaves. You may even want to wait until you move into a bigger base and have more people, because you can just run into, like I said, not really enclave quests. It's stuff giving you people. You remember after I lost that one person, immediately someone ran up to my base offering to join my community because I lost someone. The game wants you to have at least 3 people in your community. If you lose more than that, you'll be getting people coming to you wanting to join. You'll be getting those quests. So if you wish to, you can just completely ignore it, wait until you get like 4 people, and then go and, help other things. The easiest way to, of course, recruit to your community is do the enclave. So it's up to you which way you wish to go. So that's enclaves, that's their benefits, and that's more talk about other stuff with enclaves and higher difficulties and all things like that. So just watch what you do on higher difficulties. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will try to help you if I know. If I don't know, I will say so. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I don't know everything about this game. I've only got maybe 150, 250 hours at most. Let's see. Let me check Steam real quick. I don't remember. I have 139 hours. So I'm still a baby at this game compared to other people like Brian Menard, Get Good Fox. They play this game for thousands and thousands of hours. They know more about this game than I will ever know. So I just wanted, if you want more information, deeper information and stuff, go watch one of them. They will give you a lot of information too, if my information is not enough for you. So thank you for watching. We'll come back next time with more things. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. I think we're going to go over in game. We might be pretty soon electing a leader type. I'm not sure, So I may just go ahead and do leader types and things and go over that, what they lead to, what the in-game goal is, and everything like that. It's nothing spoilery. You'll get it's not a big story beat. The quest for the leader types is, I guess you could say, spoilery, but they all lead to the same ending of you beat the game, basically. There's no different ending for the different leader types. The quest for the leader types is different, but it all leads to the same exact ending of the game. The ending cinematic is the exact same thing, no matter what leader type you choose. So it's not like a big spoiler. I feel if you wish to skip that and come back once you get to that point, that's up to you. So there you go. We're probably going to do leaders and legacies and stuff like that pretty soon. I won't go over the specific missions that the leaders have to end the game, but we'll talk about them in vague terms. All right. So I would thank everybody for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good evening.